Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to start with our engine. Finally, we're going to see if we can start it today. I'm really happy with it. I'm really excited. Let me just quickly give you a tour through the bakkie, just for you guys that don't know yet what we have done to it. So we've basically redid our whole engine. Our whole engine has been redone. Just the gear gaskets, basically, not like the internals or anything like that. We've done a cone filter that we installed. Radiator, big radiator with some nice fans. Fans are not hooked up currently. I just want to see something first before I start with that. Then I have our oil catch can that we've installed. We've redone some of our pipes. Water overflow bottle that we've installed. We managed to fix our lights, our spotlights, the brights that didn't work on the bakkie. That we managed to fix, so I'm super happy about that. The horn also we managed to fix. We repainted the whole engine bay as it started rusting there at the bottom, so we cleaned that. That's actually why we did everything, it's due to the rust that occurred there at the bottom, so we managed to fix that. And so now we're going to see if we can start the engine. So the first thing I want to do, I do have this 10W40 oil that I'm going to use, Castrol Magnetec. The 10W40 is recommended for the engine. I did my research about it. And then we're also going to change the oil filter, put a new oil filter in, put some oil in it. And then also I bought this Q8 antifreeze from Highveld Filters, as well as my Donaldson filter as well, that we're going to install on our oil filter. And so I'm going to do that loop first. Then we'll take it up from there. So we started with that. Let me get some oil in it, change the oil filter, and then as well put some Q8 in our antifreeze, our radiator, so that we are basically ready just to lube up our system. Let's get to it. We found a leak. I don't know if you can see how it's dripping down there. I don't know, maybe if it's just there, you can see it now, how it's dripping down there. So it seems like it's here in the front of my water pump. So I'm going to be removing the pulleys, starting with the belts, and then remove the pulley so that I can see where is it leaking from, where is it coming from, so that we can stop that leak. Otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. So we get that all done.
Some time later.
Fortunately, our water pump didn't make it. We'll need to replace our water pump, as it's got a hole in there. That's to indicate you if the gasket or any of the O-rings or something broke or is leaking. This is a design that they put in. As soon as the water comes through there, then you know that your seals on the inside are busted. So in this case, mine is busted, so I'll need to buy a new water pump, so we'll be able to put it back, and then we can basically continue with all our things. So I'm going to order that. While I'm going to wait for that, I'm going to continue with my bakkie. I need to install our fuel pump, and then as well as our fuel filter. Then we do have some fuel that will go in to the carburetor, and then we'll be sorted with that. We do have oil, antifreeze, we can't really do it now. And then I can also top up our clutch, that side, our clutch we can also top up. We can also top up our brakes, and then I can also top up our power steering fluid as well. So I can do that, and then then I'll need to wait for my water pump to come. I don't want to start it without having some proper water or some proper water flow in it. So I'm going to wait until I get my water pump before I can continue with that. So let's top up the fluids. I still need to bleed everything as well. but I'm not going to be stressed about bleeding it now. It is raining as well, so yeah, we are pretty much limited with what we can do. So get me to it, let me start filling up all of the fluids, at least for so long. Okay, so we finally bought our water pump that I bought from Autospace in Middelburg. Big thanks to them. There's the part number. There you can see clearly the part number. So Fifi's here as well to come and assist us. So yeah, we're gonna put just a bit of RTV on the gasket because it did get a bit of a bend here. As you can see, just got a bit of a bend. So just going to put some RTV so it can seal properly. We're going to put the water pump in, put everything back that we've basically removed, and then as well with the belts, and then we're going to see from there what we need to start it. There's still a few things on the wiring that I just need to sort out, for example like the negative on the fuel pump, and then as well I just need to sort out my positives here on the coils as well, and then we should be ready to start it. So let's get started with that so that we can put everything in and get it started. Okay, so test one. Let's see if we can get it started. How's die battery pap? Hy staan nie altyd op charge. Fifi was here yesterday and he assisted us to actually get the bucky started. The bucky did start, but it doesn't charge, and then we figured out there's some few other things that doesn't work. So I want to focus on that today to get the alternator to charge the battery, and then as well get the other few things that's not working to get that to work. So we had a problem with our battery, as it didn't work at all. It had enough volts but it didn't have enough amps to keep in the battery to start the bakkie. So we made a plan, and then now this morning I just went to let spares wise so that I can exchange the battery, get a new one. So I'm going to fit that. As soon as that's fitted, I'm going to get the bakkie to start, and then I want to see if I can get it up to level. Something that I've noticed that doesn't work is that the cluster itself doesn't work, the revs doesn't work. I'm not sure if the fuel works. I can't remember. I want to get the battery connected so that I can see what's working here and what not. I want to see if my water temp gauge does climb. If that climbs, then I know that's working. I don't have to stress about that. And then I know for a fact that my rev counter doesn't work. So I need to get that to work, as well as our alternator to get charging. So what I've noticed, I've got this few wires here that is not connected, so I want to see which one comes on as soon as I switch on the ignition to give the alternator its power. Now there's a wire there at the bottom, the signal wire. As soon as I pulse that signal wire just with a positive fast toop, then it does switch the alternator on to charge, and it does charge the battery. So I believe that's going to be something small to fix. But yeah, I need to find out which wire it can be that's going to switch on our alternator, as that will also reflect on our light for our dash, so that it actually shows that it's charging or that it's not charging, or that the battery is at fault, whatever the case may be. Otherwise, we will be struggling to get the alternator charging, because it needs a light to switch the alternator on and off to show that it's charging or that it's not charging. If we don't have a light, it's not going to work. Your alternator is not going to work, so we need to get that fixed. So yeah, now that you know that you're up to date what's happening, let me get the battery installed so I can show you that the bakkie actually starts. And then we're going to just run through our temperatures, make sure it gets up to temp, and then I'm going to start with the alternator, see what we can do there, get that to charge, see what wire is giving us problems. Nats is also going to come and assist us. Viana is also going to come really soon. So yeah, I know there's a few earths. Here's 3 earth wires that I want to see what happens when I earth them, if they're going to work for something. And then as well, I've got this wires here, that's power wires. I want to see what that is for, if that maybe one of these 3 is for the alternator. So we can start with the battery. Let me get that connected, and then let's start it so that you guys can see that it starts, can hear it, and then we're gonna monitor the water level, the water temperature, to see if it actually shows on the gauge. And then I also just need to not bleed it, but I want to make sure that it opens up at the thermostat, and then I can fill it up with antifreeze once again. I'll also see that there's some antifreeze at the bottom. I'm not sure if it's leaking. I hope not, but if it's leaking, I'll just make it a bit tighter so that the antifreeze doesn't come here. I'll just adjust the bracket a bit. So yeah, let's close that up, and then let me get started with fitting the battery. So we have our engine running. Just excuse this pump. It's the pump that's working this hard. As soon as it's full, it will quiet down. There you can hear it's quieting down already. So yeah, our bakkie is starting. It's running nice and beautifully. The idle is a bit high. Let me see just if I can adjust it a bit here at the back. Okay, that was a bit too much. Now that we've put it in a much better idling, so yeah, this is now basically what it sounds like. Doesn't sound too bad. So yeah, I don't want to get the temp up to see if my temp gauge actually works. So I'm just going to leave it here, put it on a time lapse. I'm going to leave it for around 5 minutes just to see if our water temp does work. So let me leave you here for 5 minutes and we'll have a look.
Some time later.
So we went through all our power wiring. Doesn't seem like well, as soon as we connect this wire with the alternator, and then it does charge, so we can get it to charge. But now as soon as we switch the bucky off, it doesn't kill the power, which means that it keeps giving the switch its power and it keeps the alternator from running, so it keeps the bucky charging the whole system, so it doesn't switch off the bucky. So I'm gonna remove all of this wiring, remove this complete wiring, remove the alternator, and then we're gonna look at the signals at the wire at the alternator, because it does have signs at the back, so we're gonna have a look at that. And then I'm also gonna strip down this wires to see if there's anything left from that side. So I'm just gonna wait for the bucket to cool down a bit because it is extremely hot, and then I'm going to start removing everything so that we can fix that issue. As well as our dash light doesn't come on, we also tried to give some of the wires here some power to get the light to come on, but that also doesn't work. So let me see if we can get that issue resolved. And now we can finally say our bucky is finished. So I don't need to go and test drive it so that we can see what's happening with what. We did manage to fix the alternator to charge our bucky. So our alternator now as well is working. Our engine bay is complete. We do not need to do anything else. So next up is we need to go and test drive it just to go and make sure that everything is happy. The engine is fine. We don't have any issues with our bucky. So I'm happy with this. I'm really stoked. It's been a long time since we've actually driven our bucky. So I would like to get it back on the road to see what it does. And just to go and have fun with it again. Don't go and drive some 4x4. Go and scare my wife a bit as she doesn't like it too much. She enjoys it. But yeah, it's just that it's a bit stressful for her. But I like it. She enjoys it. So I can't wait to go and start with it again. So our engine bay, as you can see, it's done. We've done the wiring, finish up with the wiring. Now my fan is also working. My fan wasn't working in the inside, but I've managed to fix that. And then as well as our fender, I've put it back on because we are completely done with it. And also this light here on the side is also finished. So yeah, now I only have to do this side, that's the left. I want to do some relays, want to change some few things with the fans, as I wanted to come on with a switch, and I don't want it to come on with a thermostat, and I don't want it to come in with a switch. So I still want to sort that out, hence I didn't put the fender back. And then yeah, everything in the inside is working as well. I know it's dark, it's already late. So yeah, our roof light works, as well as when you look here on the inside, that also works. There's the lights, everything showing, as well as our handbrake light also shows. As soon as you switch it on, all our lights there is working, as well as that side, it's working as well. I don't know if you can properly see it. And then here we can turn on our lights, indicators. There you can see the reflection that side that it's working, and I'll show you now that side that's working as well. And then there's our brights as well. So that was a function that didn't work before at all. So that's a new function that works, as well as our horn. I'm not going to press it because it is late. I don't want to wake anyone up. And this is what our lights look like. This is basically when you see it from the front, exactly what you will see. I like it. It looks good. I want to show you the indicators as well, what it looks like when it's now properly connected and when it runs through on the arrows. So it doesn't shine as fast as it used to. Let me show you what the one on the left hand side used to, well, on the right hand side, depends on which side you are standing, but you can see how fast that one actually moves. It doesn't even complete the full cycle. So the reason why that is because I still need to put this indicator back. As soon as I got this indicator back, it will slow down the resistance, and then it will go a bit slower. So yeah, our buck is finished, it's done, and it starts quite easily. Let me just show you, make sure it's in neutral, and then just want to show you how fast it actually starts. So there's back on, it's running and it's charging. We don't have any issues, no complaints. And as well, the back, the tips made a bit of a difference. Not too much, but it does have a bit of a difference that we can hear. So I'm happy. And then as soon as we switch it off, can switch it off there. And then as well as our fan, let me just see if I can switch it on first. There, our fan is working as well. So I'm happy with that. Still need to set the watch, as that watch is completely wrong. So we are finished. I'm really happy with how far we came. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Please be safe and God bless. Vicky Boosted out. Ciao.